Hello, my name is Ben Clark. I'm the acting president of the Western Waterski team, and I'm studying environmental science at Western Washington University. Being the next president of the team, it's quite stressful and also just kind of overwhelming good emotions too, because I really love the team where it's at right now, and it just really feels like a family. It's going to be a learning process for me, coaching and kind of leading the team, but I'm excited for it.
I would really say a couple months ago. That's really when it all started for me. Our old president Eric was just kind of preaching to the choir, doing his thing, and he just locked me in right then and there. I would remember the first week of water skiing, I would go to class just sore, just sitting in class, just like, dang, I'm hurting right now.
I know you got big guns, but you don't need to be using them like that.
Not quite.
I was so afraid during the pandemic that we wouldn't come out of it with a team. It was just a lot of mixed emotions for us when we were able to actually have members like Meg join the team and Anders, and just realized that our team would actually be in good hands, that we'd have some younger folk coming in that would hold it together. So, yeah.
My favorite time water skiing is every time I am working on something and I nail it. It's the best feeling in the world. It's euphoric.
You gotta keep your inner child contained.
No, I don't.
My name is Eric Nagamir. I graduated in June of 2022. I was the president of the Western Washington water ski team for the last 2 years. Well, we already knew that the team was going to have issues. When I came in as a freshman, we knew our lake was going away and our coach was going away, and no one was really sure what would happen.
Oh shit.
Then COVID hit and all of our highly competitive seniors graduated. The team went down to nothing and we had to rebuild from the bottom up with an entirely different perspective, and that was, instead of catering to people like me who grew up skiing, we needed to cater to people who had maybe skied a little bit on public lakes but didn't have tournament experience, or perhaps they did other sports that would translate to water skiing. We needed to have a foundation for them to be able to grow into the sport, so to speak. Buying the boat was absolutely essential to growing the team.
I don't know what to do with the camera.
When I came in as a freshman, it was made very clear to me that my responsibility was to put the team on my shoulders and keep it going.
Why are you taking the ski off? Yeah, we're going again.
Oh, you thought drop?
You thought drop.
We were just saying drop. Just drop and chat. I was terrified that the team would die, Without the team, there's no way that any of our members could have experienced water skiing. I was scared that I wouldn't be able to really live with myself for the longest time if I'd failed in my mission to continue on and rebuild the team, just this bastion of the sport I love. I'm immensely proud of what we've been able to accomplish and what my role in that has been. To be able to both secure a fantastic boat and recruit a fantastic young, talented team. It brings me great pride to look at that legacy and feel like I made a concrete difference in someone's life. Yeah. All right. I'll whip you into the dock. You can spray the shit out of the camera.
Where is it?
I'm ready. All right, Ben. Here we go.
Oh my God.
I'm Jaden Houchin, I'm 22, and I climb. I've been climbing for 4 years now. I took a little break, but I'm back in it. It feels really good, but I'm definitely a little rusty. When I was younger, I would climb a lot of recreational stuff and just climb buildings and trees and things like that. And I thought I was really good at climbing, so I wanted to go to a rock climbing gym and see how far up I can go, climb the highest level things. And the first day I came in, I put my shoes on, and I tried some of the hardest things and I couldn't get past the first hold. I had to humble myself really quick and go down to the beginner entry level stuff and start with that for a couple of weeks before I could even get to intermediate level things. When I first started climbing, I climbed with my best friend, and we would climb very consistently. We'd go almost every night. During one of our sessions, my best friend fell from one of the holds and he ended up spraining his ankle, and he hasn't come back since. He injured himself from improperly landing from a hold. So for me, some things that I try to do to combat that fear, and you'll see as I climb, I jump off of the holds to try to land properly. And I know that's exactly how he injured himself, but for me, knowing that I'm landing properly and doing everything right gives me a little bit more power to keep on going. I think the biggest thing that new climbers are fearful of is not being as good as some of the other climbers. It's really scary seeing somebody do really intense routes and knowing that you can't even be half as good as them, and coming in and thinking that you're gonna be pretty good, but you could only do entry-level things is a really intimidating factor. Yeah, I think the community is really important in climbing. They are really nice and they help you overcome things that you wouldn't be able to do by yourself. For me, I had to take a lot of advice from a lot of other people, and a lot of my learning has been solely from watching other people climb. There's only so much you can learn from watching videos online and self-teaching. A lot of it is watching in person, seeing how people approach different ways, seeing what works and doesn't work. But the community is so nice and so loving that they usually help you get to whatever goal you're trying to achieve.
Hey, my name is Maya. I'm a sophomore at Western Washington University. I study marine and coastal science, and I really like to mountain bike. I like mountains a lot. I'm like big into snowboarding, and it just seemed like a fun adrenaline-based mountain sport that I could do when there wasn't snow on the ground. I started mountain biking a little bit when I was in middle school, just because like my dad would take me out, and then we kind of moved around a lot, and then there wasn't like a good time or place to get into it really, and then I moved up here and I noticed it was like a really big thing, and I was like, oh, okay, definitely like a good time to get back into it. So then I got a bike for my birthday, and then I didn't actually end up using it until like 2 months after I had owned it, because I was so scared to get out and start going. Galbraith is like, or just Bellingham in general, is kind of known for its mountain biking scene. So it's like really intimidating to get out there and get into the scene, especially when I'm new at it. And I don't really have the gear that all the people who've been doing this forever have. So it's extremely intimidating, and I kind of have to like get out of my head a little bit and just focus on my love for being outside in order to like push myself to do it. With social media and stuff, people are really scared to try new things because you're seeing all these people who are pros, but you don't really get to see where they started or all their falls or fails. And so I think that makes people really intimidated to start new things, because they start new things and then people look at them as like posers. Like, I'm not a huge fan of poser culture because it's getting like meddled in with beginners, and it's like everyone starts somewhere, and you don't start out just being a pro right off the bat, you know? So I don't know, I think that makes it a little bit exclusive too. Everyone needs to be a little bit more inviting about getting outside, because like you can't gatekeep this. Like, everybody should enjoy it and get outside whenever they can.
See how it fits, see how it feels.
In order to get people excited and passionate about the outdoors, and in order to get people to start caring more, you need to get them into these outdoor sports so they can see how amazing it is and see that they need to start doing more to keep it protected. So it's sad to me that these people who love the outdoors don't want to make it inviting for everyone.
This part doesn't look bad at all. Like, that's fine. It's this part that's a little sketchy.
Why?
Because what if I just go to put my feet down?
So you're saying the steep part is okay, the flat part is not?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Officially started getting into it when I met a group of girls who also really wanted to start going, but they were like scared too, so we could all just kind of start scared together. So it was like a lot easier when I had people to go out and do it with. So some of us had bike pants, some of us didn't. We kind of all looked like fools. We were walking our bikes for like 90% of the trek, but it was really fun, and like to be with people who were also in the same boat, where we all just got to like make fools of ourselves, and it was like a super good time to do that. And it's a lot more comforting when you don't like step in with all these people who like have all this crazy gear. If I could give somebody advice who's like just getting started, is like do anything you can to make it happen. It's so much fun, and I know a lot of people don't have access to bikes and stuff, but if like you get your hands on one, just get out and go do it. Find some friends who've also never done it before and just get out and go.